before I bought this car, and I bought this on my 23rd birthday, I was really interested in buying a second generation Charger. Now, obviously they were still desirable cars and, you know, and were worth quite a bit of money, but nowhere near what they're doing right now. A car in the level of completion that we had, that I bought this in, would have gone for $10,000 to $14,000 today. At the time when I found this car, the owner, I ended up getting the car for about $2,200. I was really interested in finding a Charger, and to be honest, I really wanted a 68. And I knew I was going to hot rod it, and I knew I was going to mess with it and build a big block and headers and, you know, do all the fun hot rod stuff to it. And I was actually going to college at the time, and I remember walking out to my little beat up Toyota that I was driving, and no joke, there was a gorgeous 69 Charger, turquoise, white top, white stripe, white interior, beautiful car, 440 4-speed car. And I was blown away, and I left a note on the windshield going, hey, whoever owns this car, please give me a call. I just want to talk about your car. I'm really interested. And of course, I was blown away that they would park in a college parking lot. Well, no joke, probably about an hour later, I got a phone call. And this girl picked up and she goes, hey, you left a note on my car. I said, is it, you know, I described the car. And she goes, yeah, I'm actually out at the car if you're available. I said, oh, well, let me run out. So I took a couple minutes and ran out into the parking lot and found this girl who's my age. And I was like, okay, well, is this your dad's car? Is your boyfriend's car? And she goes, well, it's my dad's car, but he lets me drive it. So I was like, okay, I got to find out who you are. So to be honest, I don't even remember the girl's name. But she introduced me to her dad, and he had a couple really rare, highly optioned cars. He had another 69 bright green, striped elite, white leather interior, Hemi 4-speed car that he later sold to like a .com kid who made $1 million. And he also had a Daytona that was pretty optioned out as well. But his daily driver, to get to the point, his daily driver was a triple green 68 318 automatic bench seat car. And it was in decent shape. It was pretty straight. There was some rust bubbles, and it was a daily driver, but he literally drove it every day. And he worked up in Long Beach, and so it wasn't much of a commute, but it was a lot of bumper-to-bumper traffic. And he had racked up some miles on it, and he says, well, hey, I'll let you take it for a test drive. I said, sure. So we drove it around, and I mean, it was pretty gutless. It was a 318 two-barrel, and air conditioning, and, you know, and power this, power that, and it was everything in my mind, it was a great template to start from, because I was going to put a big block in it, and I was going to mess with it and hot rod it and paint it black or whatever I was going to do at the time. So we pulled back to the house, and he's like, so what do you think? And I was like, oh, it's great, you know. And he goes, oh yeah, the air conditioning works, it blows cold, and the heater works, and yada yada yada. I'm like, yeah, that's great. I'm going to take the AC out anyway. He looked at me and he goes, oh, no, you're not taking the air conditioning out of this car. I said, oh yeah, I'm going to gut it. I'm going to make a hot rod out of it. He nearly threw me out of the car. He was irate. He says, this is an original 318 AC. I go, there was 1 million 318 AC cars. I said, they're a dime a dozen. I really want to have something fun on the street. He was fuming. He just was, you could see the steam coming out of his ears. And, the heresy that was coming out of my mouth. And I wasn't dogging his car by any means, but I just said, hey, I'm just looking for a straight roller that I can build the car that I wanted. And he was irate. And then I said, well, let's just back up. What are you asking for the car? And he goes, well, I want $6,600 for the car. He did end up selling the car, but I think he sold it for less than $5,000. But I think he was more mad that I told him my plans. And so anyways, I left without a car, and I came over to my brother's house, and he starts laughing, and I was like, oh my gosh, he got so upset that I would take out the 318 and I would build a 440 and I would take the AC out of it and yada yada yada. But for me, if you're gonna have a Charger, if you're gonna have a B body for that matter, gotta go big block. Muscle cars, and big blocks. I know that's just me. That's personal opinion. That's how I fly. But so anyway, it was my first taste of a really angry purist. I keep reiterating a lot of the same tone in a lot of these videos, which is, if it's your car, it's yours to do with it as you wish, and don't let the naysayers tell you otherwise. I've seen a lot in the groups on Facebook and in the forums of guys who are really protective about being numbers, and numbers, and that's fine, and I understand that. But I think a lot of people are hung up on numbers because of resale value, not because of enjoyment. And that's what is disappointing to me, because I think there's more to be had than just what's it worth. I think it's more of, and it's not that they're even interested in reselling the car. They just like the idea of, I have a $30,000 car, or I have a $50,000 car, or my car, some guy offered me $80,000. I have an $80,000 car. Okay, great. But how much are you enjoying it? Are you getting $80,000 worth of fun out of it? And that's kind of what I'm digging at. So even when it's in pieces and I'm messing around with it, I'm having fun with it. So anyone telling me I'm messing my car up, or you're messing your car up, I wouldn't listen to them. The only way that anyone could be quote unquote really messing their car up is if they were letting it sit out in the snow. That's my opinion. I honestly believe that hoarders kill cars. And there's a lot of guys out there saying, oh, I'm going to fix it, I'm going to fix it. And that car hasn't moved in 15 years. If that's the case, sell the car. Do it. All right? You'd probably need the money more than you need a rust bucket out in your backyard. And there's going to be someone a lot more appreciative who wants that car way more than you do. So I say sell it. Again, personal opinion. That was kind of the little anecdote I wanted to share today. It was just my first experience test driving and looking to buy a Charger, and it's what led me to this one. I think we all have those kinds of stories. I'd love to hear yours. If you want to share and leave a comment, that'd be great. Let's swap some stories. I think it'd be a lot of fun.